Hey everyone, Ducky here, and today we're going to be talking about the TRI 152. I apologize ahead of time for the AC noise in the background. It's summer and it's warming up here in California. But on that note, I have some more free time, and we've been making a web series for you guys for videos such as this to how to operate the 152. Right now it's only me at the moment, but through the magic of web editing and video editing, I think we could get something together to inform you guys to how to operate with this thing. So tip number one, and this is probably the most effective tip for this radio, is the cheat sheet. It's always good to have a cheat sheet on the radio or somewhere on your person. And what this does is has a frequency of all, the regular BB War channels that most airsoft players are going to be using. If you don't have this information on you, you're not going to be able to know how to get onto the, say, channel 11. Sub-channels aren't on here, but most players don't like to use sub-channels for, everyone knows they get scrambled up and some radios can't do them. So on my radio I just like to have the flat 1 through 22 listed, and if you want to have any cool guy channels, that's acceptable as well. Tip number two, sometimes people have trouble getting the connectors on right here, and they usually try forcing it in, but it's really easy and has a really easy solution. Step one, lick your finger. 2, wet the O-ring inside of this connector. 3, push it on like magic. It's simple as that. So operate the menu, you're going to hit the top left button, and then you can start scrolling through the menus with your preset up and down. The menu you guys really want to keep in mind and worry about is your bands. To select what band you want to get on, hit your top left button, and then it moves your cursor down to the UHFs. The main thing you guys want to use is UHF 1s and 2s. What this allows is UHF 1 is letting me hit the channels on my cheat sheet, and this one's the lower frequencies, which is I believe the 150s to, well, I don't know, but some other crazy numbers. UHF 1 is really what you're going to want to work with. Once you do that, make sure you hit the top menu and get your little cursor back up to band, and that's how you remembers that you're now on UHF 1. To get back to your main menu or your talk area, is just hit the talk button and you're right there. Another little hint or cheat you want to know or see is that when you hit the end button right here, it now goes up to your high band or your low band, as I was saying earlier, which is your VHF, which is I have it on right now. You can reset or set it to anything you want, say UHF 2, and then make sure you hit that top menu, the talk button, and see, now you know I'm at 480s. So to get back down to the channels we want, we hit the enter button, and then simply, if you want to get into your channel, you just simply type it in. We'll go for channel 1 right now. Now, you see here that it goes to 2.5, and we only can get a single digit right there. Make sure you try to get to the nearest number value. So say if that was a 5, we'd make it go up to a 5 right here. If it's a 2, I'm just going to round it down to 0 because that's the nearest frequency. Both antennas work with the TRI 152 and its ranges. However, I like the whip antenna, and I'll suggest shelling out for the real one and not the toy soldier, because the toy soldier one doesn't bend and the real one does. Or at least at this section of the antenna. So now we're going to talk about some of the functionalities of the radio and what it can do for you when you're playing BB Wars. One of the great features, and I think this is what kind of sells the radio, is the ability of its range. At the last MilSim West event, we were calling out, fire missions from 1,300 meters from the observer to where the fires were coming in, and we were talking to them no problem throughout the day, and the battery capacity on this thing is great. I charge it and listen to the radio and talk to people throughout a whole event with cold weather, hot weather, and it lasts the whole weekend without a charge. So the battery life on this thing is amazing. Another last thing, what I said before, is it plays the radio. You simply hit enter and type in the radio station of your choosing. Yeah. Of 103. And then you simply hit the talk button, go back and forth, and if someone wants to get a hold of you on your channel, it would swap from the radio station back to the station you were just talking on, and when it goes silent again, it'll hop back to the radio. That's an amazing feature, and I think the battery life, the range, and the jams sell this radio. So for the more you know, this basically going to tell you guys that this radio is primarily used by the Marines. I'm not sure if you know, SSR guys or if Navy fuels are using it yet. But the thing I can tell you, and hopefully you guys can learn and take away from this, is the differences between the antennas. Primarily the hard antenna is used to talk to air units, and if you're a JTAC or if you're trying to do an impression that you're a JTAC and talking to air units, you primarily want to use this antenna, and that's because the frequency that the planes are usually using. If you're a ground unit or like a platoon commander or platoon sergeant, for the most part, you're going to want to use your whip antenna, and those are going to be the guys that are talking to ground units. And this is just basically the frequencies that these antennas put out at. It doesn't involve the BB War version of any of this stuff, but if you're trying to get a good impression, if you're talking to air units, try to have one of these antennas. If you're talking to ground units, have the whip antenna. So that was the TRI 152. Hopefully you guys learned something. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think I should have added or what you guys want to see next. See you guys out on the field where shit's ripping, mates.